I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a fighter pilot." Those words belong to a decorated United States Navy commander. 24 years of service, more than 4,000 flight hours. He said them under oath, in front of Congress. He was describing something he chased over the Pacific Ocean in November 2004, an object with no wings, no exhaust, no visible means of propulsion. Something that outran his FA-18 without breaking a sweat. The Navy filmed it. The Pentagon confirmed it. Real. And 20 years later, nobody has a conventional explanation that fits all the data. Case file. Open. November 2004. The USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group is running routine training exercises off Southern California. The group includes the carrier Nimitz, the guided missile cruiser USS Princeton, and supporting destroyers. The Princeton carries the SPY-1B radar, part of the Aegis combat system, one of the most capable air defense radars ever built. It can track 100 targets simultaneously from the horizon to the edge of the atmosphere. You don't get false contacts on this system and dismiss them lightly. Starting around November 10th, 4 days before the intercept, radar operators begin seeing something they can't explain. Clusters of 5 to 10 objects, no IFF, no identification friend or foe transponder signal, no flight plan, no radio contact, nothing in the system that should be there. The man watching the screen is Senior Chief Kevin Day, 22 years in the Navy, radar operator. He has seen weather phenomena, military aircraft, civilian traffic. He knows what a glitch looks like. The returns were solid. Day reports what he's seeing up the chain. The objects appear intermittently, several days of radar tracks before anyone flies to take a look. The contacts move slowly southbound at roughly 100 knots. Then they descend from tens of thousands of feet down towards sea level, in what Day describes as seconds. No known aircraft does that. On November 14th, Princeton's Combat Information Center has had enough. They request an intercept. 2 FA-18F Super Hornets from VFA-41. The Black Aces launch from Nimitz. Lead Commander David Fravor, the squadron's commanding officer. Wingman, Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich, call sign Muzzle. They are sent to a position approximately 100 miles southwest of San Diego. Clear day, calm seas, excellent visibility. When Fravor and Dietrich arrive at the coordinates, they find the sea disturbed, not storm-disturbed, a circular area of froth, roughly 50 to 100 feet across. The water boiling up from below, like something large, is just under the surface, and above it, a white object, approximately 40 feet long, roughly the same length as the FA-18 itself. Smooth surface, no wings, no rotors, no windows, no seams, shaped, as Dietrich would later put it, like a tic-tac. It hovers motionless, maybe 50 feet over the disturbed water. Fravor begins a descent to get a closer look. The object responds. It begins mirroring his movements, not after a delay, instantly, as if it is aware of exactly where he is. Fravor commits. He pushes into an aggressive spiraling descent, the kind of maneuver you use in a dogfight to cut off an opponent who doesn't know you're coming. The object knows. It accelerates, not climbs, not turns, accelerates, and is simply gone. In Fravor's sworn written statement to the House Oversight Committee, he describes the object reappearing almost immediately at the flight's cap point, 60 miles away, in under a minute. The Princeton controller reportedly radioed, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cap point." Fravor is not known to embellish. He has told this account consistently since 2004. Dietrich corroborates every detail. 2 witnesses, 1 story, no explanation. This is where the story stops being a story and becomes a receipt. Fravor's aircraft carried no recording pod that day. What you are watching was filmed on a later sortie, same day, November 14th. The pilot who recorded it, Lieutenant Commander Chad Underwood, also of VFA 41. Underwood did not come forward publicly for 15 years. In December 2019, he spoke on the record to New York Magazine. His words, "The object wasn't behaving within the normal laws of physics. What the ATFLIR pod records, an object with an unusual infrared signature, appearing cool relative to its surroundings, not hot like a jet engine or rocket plume. The tracking system struggles to maintain a lock. Then the object accelerates off-screen." On April 27, 2020, the Department of Defense officially released this footage. Their statement confirmed the videos are real and the phenomena depicted remain, quote, unidentified, not classified, not explained, unidentified. Gimbal and Go Fast, 2 more Navy videos, different crews, different year, were released alongside FLIR 1. Same category of object, same absence of explanation. Any credible investigation has to look at the counter-arguments. So let's be honest about what the skeptics say. The most detailed public debunking of FLIR 1 comes from analyst Mick West. His argument: the object is likely a distant aircraft, a low-resolution, out-of-focus, backlit glare from a jet engine. The apparent dart-off at the end of the clip is a camera artifact, the pod's zoom switching from 1x to 2x, not the object actually moving. That is a fair argument. It deserves to be heard. Here is why it does not close the case. The FLIR 1 video is one piece of a multi-sensor event. The USS Princeton's SPY-1 radar tracked these objects over several days. Not one clip, not one moment. Multiple trained operators on multiple platforms all saw the same thing. Fravor and Dietrich observed the object visually, with the naked eye in broad daylight. Identifying aircraft at a distance is literally their job. Neither of them described a distant speck. They described something 40 feet long, hovering 50 feet above the water, that responded to Fravor's maneuvers in real time. No proposed mundane explanation accounts for all of this simultaneously. The multi-day radar returns, the visual encounter at close range, and the video. The skeptical arguments are worth knowing. They do not explain the full record. The Nimitz encounter did not become public until December 16, 2017. That day, the New York Times published an investigation revealing AATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, a classified Pentagon effort that ran from 2007 to 2012, funded at roughly $22 million. The FLIR 1 gimbal and Go Fast videos leaked alongside that story. The Defense Department confirmed and officially released them 3 years later. In June 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence published a preliminary UAP assessment covering 144 military reports dating back to November 2004. The report did not name individual cases. Its conclusion: the majority of those reports could not be explained with available data. July 26, 2023. The House Oversight Subcommittee on National Security held a historic public hearing. 3 witnesses, under oath. Commander David Fravor, the Nimitz intercept pilot, 20 years after the fact. Ryan Graves, an active FA-18 pilot, reporting near-daily UAP encounters by Navy aviators. David Grush, a former intelligence officer making extraordinary claims about classified programs. We are not here to adjudicate Grush's claims today. What matters for this case? Fravor repeated everything, every detail, under penalty of law, before the United States Congress. One thread we flag for transparency. Multiple witnesses, including Gary Voorhis, an Aegis technician aboard Princeton, and Senior Chief Day, have claimed that after the encounter, unidentified personnel arrived by helicopter and collected radar recordings, hard drives, and communications logs. This is disputed by other shipmates. There is no documentary confirmation. We are not claiming it happened. We are telling you it is claimed and it has never been explained. Here is where the file stands. Confirmed. Multiple military radar operators tracked anomalous contacts over several days before November 14th. Commander Fravor and Lieutenant Commander Dietrich visually observed an unknown object in broad daylight at close range and corroborate each other's accounts. Lieutenant Commander Underwood filmed the FLIR 1 video the same afternoon. The footage is authentic, confirmed by the Department of Defense. The phenomena remain officially unidentified. Unknown. What the object was, who or what built it, what caused the disturbance in the water below it, whether the full radar data set was preserved or where it went, why the United States government, with 20 years and the world's most capable sensors, still has no answer that accounts for all of the data. The Nimitz case is 20 years old. The footage is public. The pilots testified under oath. The Pentagon confirmed the video real. That is not a conspiracy. That is a documented event that the United States government, with all its sensors, all its analysts, all its budget, has not explained. We read the files. Every claim cross-referenced, every source checked, every contested detail flagged. That is what this channel does. Not because we know what the Tic-Tac was, because the truth, whatever it is, deserves to be investigated properly. Declassified, investigated, filed. Subscribe. The next case is already open.